Hey guys, this is Primeval, back with part 11 of my Deity Let's Play as France going for a peaceful cultural victory. We got ourselves a great writer. Now there have been a lot of comments over the past few episodes about worries that Germany is going to come and roll us over. Now, at the moment, we do still have a declaration of friendship going, and we are still, or we have very recently swapped resources for the full 240 gold value there. So I think that we'll be safe from any surprise backstabbings or changes in favor for the next little while at least. So I'm going to try to ride that out, and rather than spending all of my production building military, I'll try to squeeze in a little more time building up my cultural buildings, since I am trying to go for a peaceful cultural victory here. There was also a question about why I am saving up all of my faith here, and that's because I'm going to save most of that faith, if not all of the remaining faith, to buy great musicians, which I'll use to culture bomb with concert tours the cultural leader towards the end game. Alright, our peace treaty with Bucharest and Portugal has ended. There's that great writer. We've discovered metallurgy, and we're going and heading up towards plastics. The prerequisite for that is replaceable parts. We are currently in second place as far as number of techs goes, so that's good. An Assyrian spy stole navigation from Paris, and an unidentified spy stole navigation from Paris as well. We do have someone on counter-espionage in Paris, but unfortunately he was not as effective as we would like. Now I don't mind so much that a tech was stolen. That's really fine by me. I more would have preferred that spy to gain some experience so that he would be more effective when I moved him over to perform coups in some of these city-states. Now, here, let's go and get a mine rolling. We do have this writer. I could use him to quickly grab the next policy. The next policy I want is cultural centers, so I can start working my way up towards opera houses and then broadcast towers. But all of my cities are currently building more important things. And my next policy is in 5 turns, so I'm fine with that rolling over naturally. I suppose if I used a great writer, I could go and grab another tenant in freedom to get me closer towards media culture, the level 3 tenant. But as it is, I think I will just go and consume the writer for a great work. This way we have 2 works of writing, and once we have Oxford, we can go and get a theming bonus rolling there. Now, as for where I want to drop that great work, let's go and put that into... I suppose Orléans could use some faster border expansion. So the great work contributes to tourism and to culture. Orléans does not have an amphitheater. Let's store that in our puppet for now, unless puppets give us reduced culture. They do, minus 25% culture there. So how about go and drop that in Troyes. And yes, I do constantly mispronounce and change my mispronunciation of various names and words. Alright, so our research agreement, I don't think I really want to go for that. I mean, on the one hand, signing a research agreement will get me over to the internet sooner, but right now my gold is very precious. I do have a World Congress vote coming up, Do I want to agree to a war here? This could help me maintain good relations with Germany for longer. And Portugal is already quite frosty towards us. So, yes, give us 10 turns to prepare. And in the meantime, we'll also go and denounce Portugal. They've already denounced us. We could sell them an embassy. Okay, maybe I'll just go and denounce her. She does sound pretty angry. Discuss. Denounce. Alright, so there's that opera house done. Let's go and work on a castle here, just in case we do get into a bit of a tiff with Germany. And I'll just have the castle partially built, and once we get the cultural centers tenant, we'll switch that over and start building our cultural buildings. Well, we'll just start building it now, that's fine. Since I do have such limited production in the city here. Alright, and how are my archaeologists doing? Suppose this is fine, we're getting closer to this site. I have another archaeologist over here, and looks like I'll have to jump into the water. That's fine. Alright, so Polynesia's on my side in my disagreements with Portugal, as is Germany. Likewise, Austria. So my 3 neighbors are nicely allied with me against our common enemy. We've got ourselves another great scientist, and I'll be saving him as well for once we have a much higher science per turn, and that'll be once we have our research labs online. Polynesia has denounced Portugal, that's great. Archaeologist done. There's the Eiffel Tower. I might want to go and use a great engineer on that. But over in Orléans, let's go grab ourselves either a public school or a bank. Let's grab a quick bank here. How are these city-states doing? Before the 11 turns runs out, I will need to go and flip as many of these city-states over to my side as possible. Let's definitely go and do Bucharest now, since we don't want to be declaring war on Portugal while I still have city-state allies. So that's good. Next turn we'll be able to finally start digging up these archaeological ruins. Let's go toss up a lumber mill. And I do have this archaeologist. Let's see, I've already dug up 1 artifact from Polynesia. I'm digging up 1 artifact here, and that'll be done in 6 turns from German territory. Their borders did expand there. There's a free one in Kuala Lumpur. I already have someone heading over to this spot here. That'll be 6 turns away. I think Mary Teresa has already dug up all of her artifacts there. I'm going to be going to war with Portugal soon, so I won't be able to get anyone over to these artifacts, or these dig sites safely, at least not anytime soon. So, I think it's time to start digging up our own artifacts and making monuments. Okay. Excellent. Our marble deal with Bismarck has ended. Does that mean we have excess marble to sell? No. We do have excess incense, pearls, and salt.
Grüß Gott.
Let's see, what will Syria give me for salt? Nothing good. And that finally leaves Hawatha. No one's interested in my excess luxuries. We finished the stock exchange there. Let's go for the Eiffel Tower. And if I did want to purchase a Great Engineer, that would eat into my faith stores by quite a bit. Can I afford to buy a Great Engineer here? The Eiffel Tower would really be nice. And no, I'm thinking of something else. So I did say that I wanted to save all of this faith for great musicians, but I do kind of want the Eiffel Tower, and I don't think I have 6 turns to spare building it. I mean, I think that I could get away with hard building it and not have the AI beat me to it, but I also want to build all of the cultural buildings in Paris soon. So I think I will go and use a Great Engineer here. That is basically trading faith for hammers at a 1-to-1 ratio, which probably isn't the best deal, but I don't want to be stuck building the Eiffel Tower for the next 16 turns. Four turns to get over there. We'll start that dig site. And go for the lumber mill. There's a chateau done. I suppose we can pop another chateau in over here. And let's have another look at how our city-states are doing. We could toss a bunch of gold at Wittenberg. That might be a good idea since we did just spend a bunch of our faith. We would need 1,000 for that though. And I don't think we have anything we can sell. We do have some aluminum and some horses.
Grüß Gott.
But we're getting all of that from city-states, so we can't sell that. And we can also go and adopt a policy here. We'll go grab cultural centers, and that will get us a nice production boost here to that museum. Orléans. At Q, we'll go amphitheater, and at Q here, we'll get to work on our opera house. So, our open border deal ended with someone here. And I am maintaining open borders because it does get me that tourism boost. But I'm not interested in selling my borders because I don't want any archaeologists coming in and digging up my antiquity sites. Okay, we have a cargo ship. We'll start this by highest gold and continue trading with Honolulu. That's a good 24 gold there. Is Germany at war with Carthage again? No, they're not. But if Germany wants to get over to Portugal, then they're going to have to go through Carthage. So Germany wants open borders, or wants to buy open borders from me, and I'm not interested in giving them to him. He does have archaeologists, which I want to keep away from my dig sites either, so I don't want to give his tourism a 25% boost there. So there, we've got ourselves the Eiffel Tower, and our tourism is now at 34 per turn, which is great. That's the 12 tourism there. So let's start production on the cultural buildings that I was talking about. And keep on building those lumber mills. Okay, caravan. We were previously sending food to Paris. I will continue that. And having finished both Circus Maximus and the Eiffel Tower, we do now have plenty of happiness, which means I'll happily sell off some of my non-unique luxuries. There's furs and wine. Let's go sell the furs for 240. And who else is willing to buy our luxury resources? Polynesia's pretty much it. Alright. We'll also go and sell the wine for 240. And with that gold infusion, we'll go and flip Wittenberg over to our side there. And how are my spies doing? We're going to rig elections in 2 turns, and after that I'll go and reposition them over to, say, Vancouver and one of these mercantile city-states. And we'll also move our spy from our capital over to another city-state so that we can go and hopefully rig elections and perform some coups in time to get all of the city-states over to our side for the all-important world religion vote. Alright, Portugal has adopted order. That's fine, but we do want Austria and Polynesia to adopt freedom. That'll help us, well, it'll help me spread my tourism to them, but it'll also help us maintain good relations there. Influence with Genoa. There was also a comment about how I have only found one tile of the Great Barrier Reef, and I do have some city-states who are asking for natural wonders. That's 3 of them to be precise, and in fact finding a natural wonder would definitely help with Antananarivo there. So if I can go and send perhaps an archaeologist. Archaeologists are pretty speedy. Let's see, how long will it take this archaeologist to get over to the Barrier Reef? That's 12 turns. That won't be in time for my World Congress vote, and I don't see any dig sites along the way, not even in Assyrian territory. So we'll put that idea on hold for now, but it's definitely something good to keep in mind that each tile of the Great Barrier Reef counts as a natural wonder. So if you find one and you haven't discovered the other tile yet, you know where you can find another natural wonder for purposes of fulfilling city-state quests. So sorry that I seem to be tripping over my tongue a little more than usual today. I think I'm coming down with a cold, although I'm not particularly congested. It might also be the fact that I'm playing this turn in the evening, where I'm generally a little less on top of things as far as commentating goes. So, we're working our way up towards opera houses in all of our cities so that we can work on the Hermitage in the capital. We can choose archaeology here. Let's go and make ourselves a landmark. This is an ancient era rune, so this landmark will produce the maximum amount of culture, in this case 9, so that's terrific. We'll definitely go and lock that down. And as for everything else here, I am happy to be working these high hammer tiles, but on the other hand, I would also like to grow a little faster. And that doesn't slow down our opera house, so let's work those farms instead. Yes, we do have a weak army, but we're doing fine with it. So, Cahokia looks elsewhere. Now, I suppose sending a boat over this way would also work for us, but I suspect this northern route is completely blocked off by ice. There's the amphitheater done. We'll go for the opera house. Having that 50% production modifier is really nice for getting that whole line of cultural buildings built. So Portugal is now an ally of Cahokia. 99, 119, 104, and Vancouver for 75. Let's Let's move this guy over to Vancouver. And after we rig elections, we'll go and reposition those other 2 spies to city-states that we don't currently have ally status with. There's another dig site. We can go and grab ourselves a Genoese artifact. And where did I want to house these things? So, here we have one work of art and one artifact. We'll need another work of art and another artifact before we can even try to get the theming bonus from the Louvre. And I can go and bring this crossbowman back to my territory. No longer friends with Genoa. World Congress. Our city-state allies now count for 2 votes, so that's good. It'll get us that much closer to winning the Tengrism World Religion proposal at the World Congress, which will get us a 50% boost to our tourism in the Holy City, which is Paris. Alright, so let's go commit those delegates. And there's Vancouver, Antananarivo. All of the elections have been rigged. We'll go and send people over to Antananarivo and Cahokia. Our most senior spy will go to Antananarivo. And this guy I'll send over to Cahokia. Alright, there's an opera house done. Next turn I'll have opera houses everywhere, so I'll be able to work on the Hermitage. In the meantime, we'll go and work on the museum. Elections rigged. Declaration of friendship with Austria has run its course. We can go and renew that declaration of friendship. Excellent. Bismarck's entered the modern era. And we're still friends with both Germany and Polynesia. Okay, so let's bring this crosswoman back to our territory. And how are we doing on this dig site? I don't need this warrior anymore. I can maybe just go and gift him to Germany. Let's go and grab Carthaginian artifact or barbarian artifact. Doesn't really matter here. Let's grab a barbarian artifact, since that'll work nicely for having artifacts from different civilizations for the purposes of the Louvre. And we meant no offense there, and we won't be stealing anything else from you. So we've got one artifact stolen from Polynesia, one artifact stolen from Germany. If the Austrians had any dig sites, they don't appear to have any left. Carthaginian spy stole chemistry. We've got steam power discovered, so we're 7 turns away from replaceable parts. We might want to go and use Oxford to grab plastics. Add to queue, Hermitage, Oxford. Well, let's cancel the museum. I do really want to get that Hermitage rolling. The Hermitage gets me plus 50% culture, and so that'll help me unlock more social policies, and plus 50% culture in Paris would be considerable. Dinos entered the industrial era. We're 6 turns away from our religion, world religion vote. Here, let's go and grab ourselves the public school. And I'll grab the museum here. Although if I did want to make sure that this upper area is blocked by ice, let's go grab a quick privateer or frigate. Privateer is cheaper. We'll grab a quick privateer here. Well, do they both have the same movement? Yes, they both have 5 moves. We'll go for the privateer. And that'll take me 2 turns to get back into my territory, or I could just go and gift him to the Germans. Well, maybe I do want Oxford in time to grab plastics. No, we'll go for the Hermitage, and then we'll grab plastics, but to delay... Yeah, so if I do Hermitage and then Oxford, that's 10 turns away. I'll spend some time to grab fertilizer, that'll get me more food around Paris before we actually go and grab plastics. Excellent, so we're all one big happy family here. East against west. And there's our great artist, and another great scientist. Excellent. So, with that great artist, we'll be able to get a theming bonus rolling at the Louvre, and how to swap artifacts will be the last thing that I cover before we end this episode. So, over here, let's get back into our territory and we'll disband him for some gold. Let's go make ourselves a great work and toss up some more farms. Lots of great scientists. We'll have him hang out in the capital. And now for the theming bonus at the Louvre. So the Louvre needs 2 great works and 2 artifacts, all from different eras and different civilizations. So we have France Modern, France Industrial, Barbarian Medieval, and Genoese Medieval. So let's see what sort of things we can swap for. First of all, artifacts. We've got a classical here, which will swap nicely for our medieval. Well, actually, cancel this. Let's see, I don't have to do any swapping here. What I can do is take this classical work, so now we've got a classical Polynesian, a barbarian medieval, and France Industrial, France Modern. So now I just need to swap works of art. I don't want medieval, and this industrial work might be fine. So we'll swap that for our France Industrial. Let's see, France Industrial. And now we have a theming bonus, +8 tourism for free. So that's excellent. Meanwhile, we've got 2 medieval artifacts here, and once we have a museum, we'll be able to get a theme bonus for a museum of medieval warfare. So that's good. I would record another episode after this, but I feel that my commentary has been degrading. So that's it for part 11. See you guys in part 12. You'll probably have to wait until Monday for that. Sorry for my biggest fans out there who are hungry for the next episode, but you'll have to wait patiently. Primeval, signing off.